In Southeast Asia, West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee has said that eminent filmmaker Satyajit Ray's ancestral home in Dhaka is being demolished by Bangladeshi authorities. However, the government of India has stepped up to cooperate with the government of Bangladesh to repair and reconstruct the ancestral property. Now, the centuries-old property in Dhaka's Horikishore Ray Chowdhury Road belonged to Ray's grandfather, the renowned litterateur Upendra Kishore Ray Chowdhury. In response, India has offered to step in and work with Bangladesh to in fact restore and preserve the historic site. Recognizing its cultural significance and deep ties to the Bengal Renaissance, in fact, New Delhi has proposed turning the property into a museum, celebrating literature and the shared heritage of both nations. Now, as the demolition work continues to be underway, even as we get you this report, the Indian government has said it would prefer a reconsideration of the demolition and is ready to cooperate fully in restoring the landmark. Meanwhile, my colleague Saurabh gets you the latest on this.
Well, the reports of Satyajit Ray's ancestral house in Mamata in Bangladesh being demolished has come as a shock to fans and followers of the legendary filmmaker. Because not only is this house about Satyajit Ray, in fact, Satyajit Ray says that, he wanted to use pictures of that house on a project but couldn't do so because of the dilapidated condition. However, it has a very close link to Upendra Kishore Ray Chowdhury, who's also an icon, and therefore, with this house being demolished, this has led to an outcry and calls for restoration. Now, the government of India has stepped in. The government of India has offered to help in the restoration in Bangladesh, but many are also questioning the timing of this move. While the building is in a dilapidated condition and legitimately could pose a safety risk, the question is, it follows a pattern of incidents that have been described as disturbing. And this begins with, let's say, in February 2025, when Sheikh Mujibur Rahman's ancestral house, which was a museum dedicated to the liberation struggle of Bangladesh, was burnt down by a mob. Then, in June, Rabindranath Tagore's place in Shirajganj was also targeted. And now you have Satyajit Ray's ancestral home in Mamata being demolished. Interestingly, this is what is being called or described as perhaps an attempt at cultural cleansing, as radical and hardline groups strengthen their hold and gain stronghold in Bangladesh politics. And that's something that perhaps everyone's talking about, while the Bangladesh government says that it poses a safety risk and a concrete structure will replace the structure to house activities that took place there, to host activities that took place there. However, the sense one gets, at least those watching from outside, is that this is some sort of cultural revisionism and cultural cleansing that's taking place in Bangladesh.